I'm meteorologist Kim Adams. First at 4, we have a new winter storm watch that now includes Oakland and Washtenaw counties. We'll talk about this winter storm straight ahead.
A local rapper trying to rebuild his life, now behind bars. We've been following the story of Supa MC. We're going to tell you why he was arrested. And Trump trial drama. The former president was not supposed to take part in closing arguments today, but that didn't exactly stop him. Here's Paula.
Got cardboard?
We're processing between 200,000 and 300,000 pounds a day.
And this is one facility?
One facility.
How you dispose of it could be a game changer for the planet. You just have to know the basics, and we've got them for you.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, grab a shovel, an umbrella, and be careful on the roads over the next few days. We're tracking a series of weather changes that will have all of us watching the radar into the weekend. Kim Adams is leading our forewarned team so you can plan ahead. So, Kim, tonight isn't the problem, but a winter storm watch has just been tweaked a little bit.
It has, and we kind of expected this because the heavier snow totals we know were going to be north and west of downtown Detroit. So it does include now Oakland and Washtenaw counties. Yesterday, this winter storm watch was only for Livingston and Genesee, but also the Thumb, including St. Clair, has also been included in this watch. A winter storm watch means that 6 or more inches of snow can be expected, and also some high winds. The winds, listen to me clearly, because this is what I am more concerned about. I know we judge our storms based on how much snow we're going to get. That's not the problem with this storm as much as the windy conditions tomorrow and especially on Saturday. Widespread power outages are certainly not off the table. 37 in Detroit, mid-30s in Ann Arbor, 34 in Lapeer, and 36 in Monroe. So even though temperatures are above freezing in the upper levels of the atmosphere, it is cold enough to where we're seeing all snow moving through parts of Oakland and Macomb counties, but it's light. It's not causing an issue for the evening commute, but as you're headed out and about, just know that there are a few areas of snow and then a couple spritzes on your windshield as well. Temperatures and wind chills right now in the 30s, but the wind chills feel like it's in the 20s. We'll talk more about this storm coming up.
All right, thank you, Kim. In other news, a local rapper that we've talked about before is now behind bars, charged with first-degree murder in the death of his girlfriend. Wayne County prosecutors have charged 46-year-old Jimmy Brown, who's also known as Supa MC. They say Westland police went to an apartment on January 7th and found Kellyanne Mays stabbed to death. Investigators believe Brown attacked her and then ran away. He turned himself in later that day. We did last check in with Jimmy Brown last summer as he tried to come back from a near-fatal car accident that he suffered 3 years earlier in 2020. The rapper, who appeared in Eminem's movie 8 Mile, was trying to recover from a traumatic brain injury. He was trying to rebuild his life and his music. Now he's behind bars facing murder charges, and we'll keep you posted on the case. Michigan State Police are releasing some new information this afternoon about who is at fault with a crash that involved a trooper and a teenager. Police shared photos from the scene on northbound I-75 at Sashabaw last night. The trooper had just arrested someone for impaired driving. Investigators say a 16-year-old fell asleep while driving, drifted onto the shoulder, and then hit the patrol car. The teen is accused of reckless driving and then released to his mother. The trooper remains hospitalized. A truck driver strike slowed down deliveries to thousands of students, including right here in Detroit. U.S. Foods is the supplier for many restaurants and schools across the country, including the Detroit Public Schools Community District. Local union drivers briefly walked off the job in solidarity with striking workers in suburban Chicago. Detroit superintendent warned parents their kids' meals might be more limited until supplies are replenished. This afternoon, U.S. Foods tells Local 4 workers are no longer picketing locally, and it is working with customers to resolve any delayed deliveries. Okay, so now a follow-up on a budget trouble situation over in the Taylor School District. The school board took action last night. Board members voted to close Eureka Heights Elementary after this school year, sending students to McDowell and Howland. Now, there will be no other changes. In 2026, the district's middle schools will consolidate. Right now, the district says it is not planning any layoffs, but some positions won't be filled as people retire. The board says it is trying to fend off a $4 million deficit left behind by the previous administration. Former President Donald Trump was not supposed to join closing arguments in his New York fraud trial, but he wasn't able to remain silent in court. It was part of a dramatic day that started with a bomb threat. Kimberly Gill joins us from the newsroom with the highlights and the lowlights. Kim.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. There's a lot on the line for the former president, but he continues to argue with and continues to defy the one man who will make the final ruling in this part of the trial. The judge denied a request for Trump to take part in closing arguments today, but the former president couldn't help himself. Camera access in court is limited. Trump was sitting with his attorneys. At one point, he went on a 6-minute diatribe about how he's being persecuted unfairly. The judge cut him off and broke for lunch. Prosecutors say Trump exaggerated his wealth to get better treatment from banks, insurance companies, and others. The judge has already signaled he's inclined to find Trump and his co-defendants liable for at least some of the claims. Prosecutors want the judge to impose fines of $370 million and stop the former president from doing business in New York. The former president says he used outside accountants, and there are documents shielding him from liability. He's frustrated with the trial and prosecutors. Listen.
This was a political witch hunt for election interference, but also for getting somebody elected because you wanted to get the publicity. It's a disgrace, and they should pay me damages.
Now, hours before court started, police in Long Island responded to a bomb threat at the home of the judge in this trial. NBC reports it's not clear if he was home at the time and no actual threat was uncovered. Prosecutors have been delivering their closing arguments into the late afternoon. The judge hopes to have a decision by the end of the month. Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim. President Joe Biden's son, Hunter, is expected in court this afternoon on the West Coast. He's facing federal charges in Los Angeles for allegedly failing to pay more than $1 million in taxes. Prosecutors say Hunter Biden avoided paying taxes to spend the money on a lavish lifestyle. His attorney says the money has been paid back along with penalties, and Biden is only being targeted because his dad is president. If convicted, Biden could spend up to 17 years in prison. All right, let's talk about cardboard. Many of us have those boxes that are piling up in our homes over the holidays. If you've already trashed it, did you trash it properly? If not, you could cost the planet millions of trees. Paula Tutman on the recycling line over in Hamtramck to talk about one of the most impactful things that you can do for our planet. So share with us, Paula, what are the cardboard rules?
Oh, yeah. First of all, I learned a lot today. So what you're looking at right now is we're talking about cardboard, just cardboard, not other kinds of paper recyclables. And this is cardboard that's on its way to bundling and baling. And I'm willing to bet you that you are going to be shocked like crazy when you find out exactly how many trees were saved in this one facility alone today. We are taking you inside Hamtramck Recycling to show you what just one single facility is processing daily.
We're processing between 200,000 and 300,000 pounds a day.
Amazon, FedEx, UPS, game changers in cardboard consumption. By infusing millions upon millions of cardboard containers into our homes daily. And because cardboard is highly recyclable, the way we use it and discard it is one of the most impactful things we can do and not do for our planet.
Cardboard's made from pulp trees, so it's super important for us to capture it and reuse it.
Cardboard has a recyclable life cycle of 5 to 7 times, but only when it's properly recycled.
Where the problems come in is when people get lazy and don't pull contents out of boxes.
Michigan actually does pretty well when it comes to properly recycling cardboard specifically. About 80% of us are getting it right.
Kool-Aid jammers, making sure that there's no plastic straws on the inside. There's none of the aluminum foil that the juice boxes come in on the inside.
But 20% is still a huge number when cardboard can't be recycled and instead ends up in our landfills. See this bundle? Its next life will be more cardboard, unless it gets rejected at the next sorting phase.
Here's stretch film right here. So this is a big no-no.
Rules of thumb: clean, flat.
You don't want to ship air. Shipping air is not good for anybody.
No grease or oil saturation, food, no wax or plastic coatings.
You just don't want it saturated.
Like this isn't bad. So
Here,
like little
no, here you
stuff.
go. Here you go.
That's
Some
not
little
bad.
spots. Do not throw this cardboard out because this is still going to be captured. This is going to be recycled.
The box, just the box.
Tape is an outthrow. It's not cardboard. If you can pull the tape off easily, awesome.
It means we can send cardboard onto its next life cycle, because for every 151 cardboard boxes we don't recycle, according to the EPA, we lose about 17 trees. So, on this one sorting line at this one recycling plant, today alone, rough math, on the low side, 345,318 trees were saved. Mind-boggling numbers. So you can see it going up the baler right here. And here's the other thing that you really need to realize. You've got to treat cardboard separately in terms of recycling. Eagle says that Michigan is probably a little bit behind the rest of the nation, but our communities have programs just for cardboard alone. Treat it separately, do it right, and look, this is how many trees that we're actually going to be saving. And that scared me just now.
Such an important story. Love the cardboard rules. We appreciate it, Paula.